So if anyone stumbled across this or is listening to a recording of it, this is a CKDS Radio video podcast. Now, there's going to be no music in this because I haven't done the music licensing. I've not generated enough music of late to actually put together a show using copyright-free music.
But you are working on it.
I am working on it, and we'll get into a lot of that in this. Jesse is, or was initially, my life coach. Kind of a friend now, socially. So, Jesse was coming in. We'd be recording a podcast series that will eventually be on Spotify that you guys can listen to, where he asks driving questions that are designed to try and help make changes to improve the quality of life, shall we say. But we've gone through and we've talked about various bits and pieces. That was a CKDS Radio fuck up. What's happened there is anything before this point, they may have had an echo. We've talked about bits and pieces, and Jesse was interested in CKDS Radio, and we had a conversation that's eventually led to us experimenting with the new systems that are out there, namely being YouTube Live and Facebook's Live. Whether or not the Facebook Live actually went live, I don't know. I've never done it before. It's showing that it's going out. It's showing that we did the post. But something just doesn't seem to be quite right. We'll do the intro, and people on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
If they come in, they come in. Whatever.
That makes sense. So in 9 minutes,
yeah. So
people are going to start streaming in from Facebook.
Yeah. So I've started recording now.
Okay.
So anyone on Facebook who watch the recording later will not get the first 11 minutes where we're trying to work out Facebook.
That's good.
You know, that just get me explaining that I can work out Facebook. So yeah, there's a whole thing. Obviously, Jesse's been doing this life coach thing with me. We've been hanging out a bit, and then slowly but surely he's become more interested in CKDS Radio. He asked about being able to do live streams. So we are attempting to experiment with the live stream system that exists on YouTube and Facebook now. Obviously, back in the day, if you were a regular listener, we used Live 365. They covered all our licensing fee. There was no video. It was fairly simple, and yet still we would have at least one major mess up in every single show, which is why we actually had a jingle. It was the CKDS Radio fuckups. That was our jingle.
Oh.
Which we had earlier because I had two microphones on by accident. So you were getting an echo, or you weren't because you won't see it because I cut it off. So there's a couple of topics. Jesse has experienced his first Comic-Con. He was discussing the premise of masks and the difference between me on my professional business card and me in person. Me in person is actually just closer to what you see on CKDS Radio. This was always what I did. I sat down, I got loose, I talked nonsense, I was borderline offensive, I took the piss. That's who I was.
Yeah, that's the seed that I know.
Yeah. Now, that, back when Live 365 used to give us sponsorship money, that did pay the bills. But then when Live 365 stopped generating money and they went into Chapter 11 bankruptcy, I had to earn money like a normal person, getting up, sitting at my desk, and doing things for clients. So that's why the boring person appears on the business card.
So you created this boring persona to start getting clients.
Mm-hmm. And then once a client has established that I'm irreplaceable, I become myself.
How do you establish that you're irreplaceable?
The moment they say something foolish about how I'm irreplaceable.
So you wait for them to say he's irreplaceable in whatever dialect or words that they choose.
Yeah, as soon as those words come out, that's it. I could just be me. I actually, do you know what? I did a printer repair for a customer in England yesterday.
From here?
From here. It does some doing.
How did you fix a printer in England?
Oh, mate, it was not easy. It took about an hour and a half. But it's a great deal of video feed and instructions. But that person has been a customer of mine for about 15 years. And typically, if their computer is playing up, they will wait for me to be flying into England, or they'll message me to say how long to you in England. But their printer completely whacked out and they couldn't run their business. So they got to listen to me effing and blinding at stuff while I was trying to navigate through the nonsense that HP are doing these days. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any real clientele in this country. You know,
You don't have any clients in Czech Republic.
no. You know, I do stuff with a few guys from the business club, but as you know, I go to the business club to socialize more than anything. My clients are out in Asia or in the UK or Arab Emirates.
When did you move to Czech Republic?
2019.
So 6 years ago.
Mhm.
How did you socialize until now?
I didn't. Well, I might fly back to England and go out for a drink with someone.
So until we met at the business club was the first.
I had 2 friends, no, 3 friends in the Czech Republic. 2 of them I met through memes.
Through memes.
Memes.
How do you meet someone through memes?
So one of them was a guy called Roman, lives here in Brno. And I was just always posting crap. And I wrote something, you know, me on a comment thread somewhere. There was an argument going on. I came in and I was obnoxious as I am. And then about 6 hours later, I get a message from this guy, Roman. He went that I saw you on the thread and I was rolling up. So I went to your page and then I was scrolling down the page and it was all so funny and I wanted to follow you so I could see your memes. But there doesn't seem to be a follow. I was like, oh yeah, all my actual personal stuff's locked down. He went, oh bummer. I was like, do you know what? I'll add you. So I added him, and then at some point about 8 months later, he invited me to a barbecue. We went to there's like an engineering type club around here somewhere that I did at one point consider joining, but I just got busy.
You got busy.
Yeah, and then Roman was planning to go to Austria and stuff, so it just didn't seem worth it. And there was another one who's Kaylee, who I met on a Stargate meme page. I believe it was Stargate.
Stargate.
Yeah, it was Stargate or Star Trek. I can't remember.
One of the stars.
Yeah, and yeah, she messaged me that she thought it was hilarious, so I added her. And then I met her last year. She came because she was living in Prague, but she came down for a training thing for work, and we went for a coffee locally. And
so after a year or after years of trading memes,
yeah,
you finally met.
And then there was Iri, who I met through one of my side projects, and that's it. Now, few and far between, but essentially I didn't meet any of them in person. Like initially, I met them all because I was online team scrobbling and sharing memes because apparently I am hilarious.
You only share top quality,
It's top quality stuff.
top quality memes.
Mate, if you go to Smart Social, right, and you go to the funny memes page,
That's you?
yeah, there's no divisiveness. It is all just hilarious memes. Over 100,000 followers, and everyone just has a good time. I never log in and find that there's people having an argument under my posts. How hard that is in the internet.
So it's some hilarious, non-divisive.
Yep. You can do it, man.
It's possible.
You can do it.
And you make the memes, or you're hunting for the memes?
I ethically steal them.
I love the beard rub. Like, oh,
there is
ethically
theft. There is theft.
There is theft.
There is meme theft. So much meme theft. But what are you gonna do?
But is it theft? Like, does anyone own a meme?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe there is a meme that's been copywritten, but it's you make it to share it.
It's well, because memes typically tend to have things like TV shows and stuff in. You can't really copyright them. They've become somewhat protectable.
They become protectable.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon it's that? Oh my God, it's that. Oh my God. Never in my life.
Didn't finish the post.
Never in my life on Facebook have I had to enter a title and description. You ever posted on Facebook and done a title and description? No, because there isn't normally a title field on Facebook. It is done specifically to upset me. Go live.
Go live. There you go. See, you figured it out.
Are we live?
Good boy.
Are we live though? I mean, we've said go live. Oh, we've got a little live button.
There you go. Are we live or are we trialing the broadcast?
So those of you just joined in on Facebook, I've had enough and I'm leaving.
We are live.
It took 30 minutes to work out that for some reason Facebook Live requires a title and description. What's worse is all it kept saying was complete post, but did not explain what it felt was missing. It just went complete the post.
Complete the post.
Oh, it was so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I was actually at a UX UI meetup recently where they specifically talked about stuff like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I have nothing to do there because I make card games for a living. But at the post, at the plays, they actually talked about like the language that you use when you're doing these prompts.
Yeah.
And it says be very specific.
Yeah. Oh, with AI, yeah.
I think the Facebook people could benefit from going to these UX meetups.
Yeah.
More than a guy that makes card games.
They could benefit from a lot of things. Yes. User interface is often neglected. In actual fact, today, most of my day has been spent coding on the user interface.
Of what?
8KFLIKZ.
8KFLIKZ.
Yeah. Because obviously you've got a trial while it was heavy beta. I don't know how much you used it, but it was heavy beta.
I still don't have a TV.
But you can watch it on your laptop. But I finished the CSS and the last of what I saw as bugs today. So I'm actually just doing general artwork to roll out for release in about a week, hopefully.
About a week.
Yeah.
And a hard launch.
With a hard launch, hopefully with a Christmas Without Snow as one of the flagship films. Hopefully my typewriter is delivered in time, because I love how diametrically opposite those things do. My 8K 60 frames per second streaming platforms launch relies on a typewriter from 1960.
Yeah, sounds about right.
100 crowns though, won that typewriter for.
100 crowns.
100 crowns.
1960 typewriter.
I think, right, that late November, coming into December, not a brilliant time to be trying to auction off vintage typewriters.
I mean, maybe it's a good Christmas gift.
I don't care. I actually won two. One for 100, one for 120.
You want to see which one's prettier?
No, I know which one's prettier, but I want to have spare parts in case one of them doesn't work.
I mean,
the whole point is I need to shoot a scene with somebody typing because the AI couldn't remaster it. So like Christmas Without Snow is a project that has been eating at me for almost 20 years from when I launched HD Revived. We did a remaster of it and it sold really well, but the remaster, quite frankly, I felt didn't look brilliant. But it was such a popular film, people were happy with that level of quality. Every year I go back and I try and make it acceptable. Every year I'm sort of disappointed. So back in January, I decided this year was going to be the no disappointment year and I was going to get it to 8K 60 frames per second. So from January to now, there has been upscaling video sequences, remastering of images frame by frame. And it has taken until 2 weeks ago, roughly, to finish upscaling cutting.
That's the $1 billion idea I had for you.
What?
You want me to tell you now?
All right. Well, later. Sorry. Anyway, there are a number of scenes that were irrecoverable because the film was originally shot on VHS, and then from VHS it's been copied and copied and copied. So it's pretty naff. I got hold of an original VHS, as Jesse knows. I put it in the recorder, and in the process of downloading it to the machine, it actually chewed the tape up. But we got most of the film recovered, and then what I'm doing is replacing scenes like for like when they weren't compatible. So like there's landscapes and pictures of people coming in and out of buildings, etc. I don't need the original. I need something that looks the same but is at least high definition so I can take it to 8K. But the problem is there's a whole thing with the typewriter where they're doing close-ups of what she's typing, and the AI can't remaster it, and the airbrushing isn't working, and I can't CGI something that matches. So I've just ordered a typewriter because I am not, after all of these years, having a version of this film that I've spent 11 months working on go out less than perfect. So that is why my 8K launch is hinged on the back of a typewriter.
I realize I could probably tell you the idea.
Yeah.
Because no one can do anything about it except for you. Because
I need my kidneys.
You need your kidneys. Both of
them? Well, I don't need both, but one of them is sort of kind of the property of a cam girl over in America. It's how we met. It was on a meme page. I've never actually seen her on cam. It was a whole meme page. She posted a meme and she was like, "Hey, I just want to introduce myself here." And it was obviously somebody trying to sell the OnlyFans from my perspective. And I was like, pretty girl comes along, trying to invite everyone to be her friends on Facebook. It means one of two things: either you're here for a scam or you're after my kidneys. and then the joke persisted, yeah, then she added me with a bunch of other people because the plan was to sell. And then about 4 months later, she goes, "It was an absolute mistake to add people to my OnlyFans for business, and I regret doing it. This is what I use for my family. So sadly, like if I don't consider you a friend, I'm going to be unfriending you. Thanks for your understanding." And then about a week later, I realized I'd survived. and we continued to tag each other in memes.
There you go.
But I think part of it is I never patronized her business. We just when I added her, we just exchanged memes. that's all we did.
Yeah, so
that's what I do on Facebook. Memes and arguments.
Memes and arguments.
And this now, apparently.
And this now.
And if you watch the uncut version of this on YouTube, you can see me swearing at Facebook's user interface.
Speaking of user interface.
Yeah.
The idea I had, because a lot of people have these really shitty home videos that they'd probably love to upscale. If you can dumb down what you do to a level where I could do it, I would love that.
From the home video perspective, I could teach you how to do it from home video to high definition, relative ease. But back in the day when I first started, that's one of the things I was doing. That's what I used this for.
But is it like something proprietary, or it'd be using existing software? With
HD, you can do it with existing software.
Existing software.
Yeah. If you want to get it like the pristine sharpness that I do, then it's a proprietary process. But I could teach you how to do it, and we could try and.
I mean, I don't have any home videos. I just thought it'd be cool to, if I had home video, or
yeah,
probably I do somewhere that I just don't know about. Like I'm one of these cassette things that hang around old houses.
Yeah, I've got a lot of those.
You got a lot of those.
So, where were we? We did faces, masks.
Yeah. Have we actually talked about masks?
Yeah, because we were talking about my business card and my professional side actually, in fact, being a mask, and a mad scientist being the real side of me.
So you feel more like a real mad scientist?
I'm mad to my core. That's who I am. And if I could make a living for the rest of my life just being a mental case, I absolutely would.
What would sorry, activating coach mode here, but what would it take for you to make a living being a mental case?
I think there's like a tip button somewhere on this feed. So you can press that, and that'll probably help. I don't think I'm eligible for stars yet. I don't know how it works. But that's not what this is. This is really just an experiment. I don't even know if you can hear me.
I mean, on TikTok, I had a couple followers within minutes. Because TikTok is like, you get put into the feed, like the scrolling feed.
Oh, well, I prayed we weren't. Just me confused. Although that used to be our big thing.
You confused?
Yeah, well, us confused or something broken and wrong. That's typically how it worked.
Yeah, because now everything is so polished and perfect, and
we were anything but polished and perfect. We were drunk and breaking things.
I mean, I once wrote down I had an epiphany biking home, and I still remember the scene. Like I was biking home, and I was like, in a world of diamonds, the hunk of coal shines the brightest. Do you feel like a hunk of coal when Christmas is coming?
I need coal for Christmas. Living is expensive. I need heat. It's one of the songs I did actually the other day.
Yeah.
Was I think I called it "Sinning for Christmas" or "Sinning for Coal."
You stopped sending them to me.
Oh, sorry, man. I'll send you some extras. I've made a few. Right. So the thing is, now I've recorded a number of them with AI. Obviously, my mother is she's actually vocally trained. So I remoted into her PC the other day, and we were going to try it and record the songs using real voices and sounds and upload with a real music video. And we logged in. I logged into her machine. She had everything hooked up, all the cameras and the microphones and everything, and the mic broke.
The mic broke.
Yeah, it was registering on Windows, but it wasn't generating any sound. Which is why I went, oh, I don't know if anyone can even hear me. Because,
Oh, it's the same.
Where it's a similar setup, what I've done with Mum and what I've got here. And everything appeared to be working on her computer, except there was no sound. So she attempted to do it using the mic from the camera, but I don't know, it didn't work for me. I don't know why. There was nothing tangibly wrong. It wasn't vibing. So she's ordered a new microphone, which will come tomorrow. So for my birthday, she's getting herself a microphone.
For your birthday, yeah, that's it. She's making you the gift of recording the song.
Well, we're hoping the gift will release the song and make a lot of money. So
that's
that is
you are like you're even in the Mr. Burns position. Like that's just
excellent.
That is your default setting.
Yeah, default money.
What are you looking for? What do you want?
Money.
What would you do with it?
What to do with it?
Right.
Well, pay other people to do my work, so I could do less of it. Not none, because we've established one when we did the oh, you weren't there. Were you there?
Which?
At the club, we did this whole thing about pensions.
No, I
wasn't. They're like, how much money do you want to retire and stuff? And I the thing is, the question has never crossed my mind because I don't want to retire.
You don't want to retire?
No.
You want to be a mad scientist right to the end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to work as hard as I do because it's insane how hard I work.
Yeah.
And in the catastrophes of things that happens, I don't think it's right that I have to work as much as I do, and we've covered this before. But I do find conquering things fulfilling, and my direction would simply change a little. It would be about the work I do that makes general positive difference. Like the things I do are designed to make a difference, but they're also designed to make a profit.
So make a difference with a profit.
Yeah. So I'd still want to make a profit, but I'd focus more on making a difference because I wasn't so worried about the amount of profit I needed to make. But I'd still work. I have to.
What's the difference you want to make?
Oh, I'd like people to not feel like me ever.
Not feel like you.
Yeah. I would like to take everyone wearing a pair of my shoes and instead of making them walk a mile in them, burning the fucking shoes.
You're not wearing any shoes.
You're damn right, because I'm burnt them. Because mad scientist. No, man, everything's too much of a struggle for everyone. So I don't need to start at the bottom and feed the hungry in Africa, right? In actual fact, we used to donate a lot of money to overseas charities as a community, as a species. The international charity donations used to be huge. They're getting quite small by comparison, even though the population is growing, because we can't afford to do it. As a people, everyone is struggling.
How is it possible that everyone is struggling?
Because like 7 people have the money. That's what it comes down to. In England, they're upping the variance on sugar tax now, so it will be anything with more than 4.5 grams of sugar in it will have an extra tax on it, which means milkshakes, protein shakes, things like that are all now covered by the sugar tax. Literally just anything they could do to increase the cost of food. Now, when it was to get rid of drinks that had 70% of your day of sugar in a carbonated drink, I'm all for that. You know, that's too much. But lactose is a naturally occurring sugar in milk. You have to go out of your way to remove it. So taxing people because they're drinking milk feels a bit much. And it's to say that there's the whole emissions thing in England. You got the low emissions zones in London. One of my previous visits, that client who was pretty much fixing yesterday, they were having somebody come to buy their car because their car didn't meet the low emissions thing. But he didn't live in London. He lived in Hertfordshire. But London had extended the emission zone to include his house. I was like, you're not even, this is not in London. How can this in any way be covered? It was just frustrating, the things they do. That he uses his car every now and then, but he'd have to pay an extra tax because he has it. Ridiculous.
No, especially when you take into consideration what is often ignored, especially you've seen my van. Like there's
Yeah.
I drive an old vehicle, and it's part of it is like, oh yeah, it's a gas guzzler and killing the planet. The other side of it is if I use it for longer and then I buy a new car, the manufacturing, like the carbon
footprint for manufacturing will reduce. You could also reduce the gas guzzling of the fuel with some performance enhancements on the vehicle. Just because the vehicle leaves the factory guzzling gas, it doesn't mean it has to continue to.
Yeah. But that you're talking about updating or upgrading cars the way we do computers, and that's not something that most people think about.
Yeah, see, it's the first thing I did when I got my first car. It was a 1985 Vauxhall Nova. The first thing I did there was I was overhauling things and putting performance bits and pieces in, not because I wanted to drive it like a performance vehicle, because I was looking at the reduction of fuel it would create. Because it made it cheap. Because you buy a 1985 car initially, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a 2002. It's thirsty.
Is it? But you know, can be dealt with. But the thing is, you've been doing a lot of construction, so the van makes sense.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, it is still better to have an older vehicle than always be if you're upgrading your vehicle every couple of months or every couple of years. Then
I mean, there is a position that is often avoided, and there's a thing actually. I came up on my feed earlier. People are holding on to old things for longer, and it's hurting the economy. Well, the new stuff isn't made as well. You spent 20 years telling us to think more of the environment, and you've inflated the prices so much, the economy is struggling because we're not going to spend twice as much on something half as good.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You've outpriced yourself, and until you work that out, it's going to continue being that way.
Well, and I think there is the it's taking a while for it to pick up momentum, but we are starting to go towards a default to repair. Where even I was at a conference a couple of weeks ago, and one of the presenters, he's Fairphone.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole thing is creating phones that people can change the parts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're a computer fixer guy, so if something's wrong with your phone, you're probably perfectly fine to open it up and fix it. But for us mere mortals that don't have those engineering skills or all that, it's...
Well, I mean, I'd consider that quite nice anyway, because phones are hell. Like, I can do it. My hands aren't as good as they used to be, but they are hell phones.
Yeah, they're specifically made to be as slim as possible and impossible to fix. It's like everything is welded together.
Thank you for letting me know, mother.
Nice and clear. There you go. Mom's listening. Hi, Miss Driver.
Yeah, no, phones were never my favorite. These were also these iMacs. They just general. First one at the time I opened one of those.
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
See me holding my hand. The things shut down on me, and it sheared and cut my hand right open. It is so sharp inside there at every turn. Do not open one of those without thick gloves on.
But I hear it's beautiful inside.
Mine was red. Very red. And the customers, actually. Not even mine. It's replacing the hard drive. No. Apple do. They make it hell. Mother says hi. First time Nikki tried to repair an iPhone, she accidentally cut the screen cable on it.
I fixed in a Mac.
Yeah.
Back in the day, my brother had one.
Yeah.
Like the laptop, and he had spilled some sugar drink, or I can't remember if he spilled sugar drink or the dog peed on the keyboard.
Wonderful.
And somehow I was lucky enough to get to change it, and
Yeah.
I accidentally cut the cable for the space bar.
I've done that on a Mac.
While putting it in, and it's like, that doesn't help.
You catch the ribbon, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. They go out of their way to make things unserviceable. But yeah, we are, as a society, we are becoming more thrifty, more likely to repair our own stuff, which was not good for business for me, if I'm honest.
No, because part of your business is
that I fix it or I build you new ones.
Yeah. But you have like 7 different businesses, so that's just like one goes down, gives you more time for the rest.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it ended up being that way, was to make sure that there was always somewhere I could take a sidestep onto if something wasn't right. Economy was always moving, things were always changing, and I needed to make sure I wasn't going to just burn out, like financially. I mean, as a person, I burned out long ago, but financially, so I needed to make sure that I wasn't going to burn out, which is what made me burn out as a person.
And because now we've done the whole shebang, the 12 sessions.
Yeah.
What has changed?
My hair is longer. I don't know, and I never know in the sessions either, do I? No. I think sometimes I take a slightly different approach, but I'm not analytical of what my previous response might have been. At this time, I'm more focused on just how I approach the situation going forward. You know, I think I coped. I don't know whether or not it was the session or whether it was the futility of it all, but after the power surge and then the flood, I think
You didn't mention the flood.
That was the day after the power surge.
The day after the power surge. Oh yeah, the bathroom flood.
Yeah. There was a fire 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't hear about.
that was in here.
That was in here.
Yeah, came down because
looks good.
Thank you. I'll do a good job. It was the cables. I came down here because I'd managed to complete a bunch of edits, and I went to release the content, and I have to do a face login. I log in with that webcam there. Yeah. And it wouldn't connect, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I was like rummaging around, and I looked around the back, and then I pulled the cables out and realised that they were like a sort of brownish colour. It's because what had happened was the insulation had come away from the cables on the inside of the cable, smacked against each other and set the cable on fire. And it had spread to some of the cables, and it had shorted out the webcam, but I actually got that working today.
Just realised your hair looks calmer.
That's weird.
I was actually wondering for a second, did you do your hair for this?
No. This is not done hair. This is just me being me.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it looks normal, sometimes it looks mental. You know if I've done my hair, because if you think about when you first met me at the meetings, I think my hair was probably actually just tied back and very...
No, it looked more like you put your finger in an electrical socket.
I think that was the second session.
Okay.
Once that crazy guy had thrown a hissy fit at Agnes, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be the craziest person here anyway.
I think that was the first.
That was the first session, yeah.
Yeah.
So once he'd done it, I was like, no, that's fine. Every time somebody new turns up at the club now, we're sitting at the end talking to Jugglers. Talk about him every time. He has made himself unforgettable. We're so angry that he couldn't benefit from the place.
I mean, I think you can anyone can benefit from more conversations with business people.
Yeah, but that's the problem. I don't think he sees it that way because
he was looking for clients.
He was looking for clients, but you don't look for clients in startups. Like every session, we introduced ourselves. They're like, "What are you here for?" And I'm like, oh, "To get away from work. I work too much. I'm here to have lunch outside and talk to people." So I remember that the guy who owns the coffee shop turned around to me and goes, "You said you're not looking for work, but will you take work?" Yeah, I'm not allergic to money. I'll take work, but that's not why I came. So if I pick up clients here, cool. But wasn't what I was aiming to do.
That's not what you're aiming to do.
No. Let's say, and I didn't expect to find high income clients at a startup business branch, because
It does seem to be more of a start, because it's business brunch, whatever,
yeah,
but it has leaned more towards that startup
oh,
phase
yeah.
of people not without so much money,
Yeah, and
mostly.
but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to network with them because they're full of ideas, full of energy.
Yeah. Well, I'm the only one who's been doing this long enough for it to have truly killed me.
How did you start?
Well, in business.
Yeah.
Well, how far back do you want to go? I was about 8 years old and quite tall. So I used to climb up the trees and I'd take down all the little helicopter things. I'd sell them to the other kids on the estate. Penny a piece. They could throw them up and go, genuinely. Then by the time I was 10, got a paper route. 11, started up a car valeting thing with a friend of mine so that we could afford to go to the arcade.
11, you were valeting cars.
Yeah, 20 quid a car. Washed, waxed, cleaned inside.
Oh, I thought like valet, like the person who moves the car. Like,
yeah, no.
Who would hand their keys to an 11-year-old?
Everyone whose car we washed. I never thought about stealing them. Damn, I just wasn't that adventurous, I guess.
No, you're far too ethical.
13, I was working in the film studios.
Film studios?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, home of Monty Python and all that. I had a job editing there under Paul Thompson.
Monty Python?
Where the Monty Pythons were made, yeah.
You were working on the
I didn't work on the Monty Pythons. I worked in the studio the Monty Pythons were made in.
Oh, okay. I was
Very different, because you're adding 10 years to my life. No, I worked in the studio where Monty Python and Star Wars was made. That's where I worked.
They were made in the same studio?
Yeah. Well, they were made. Broadwood and Elm Street was a little studio town for, I don't know, 80 years. We had the world's oldest soundstage, in actual fact, sound studio, until about 10 years ago. Got knocked down, turned into flats. Quite irritated by that.
What's a sound studio? Like for recording
Audio?
Yeah.
So there's the Elm Street Film Studios, which is where Monty Python and Star Wars were made. And I was taught to edit there.
Have they made them into any sort of museum, or?
Well, the studios.
Yeah.
No, they use them as studios.
They use them as studios.
Yeah. They should have turned the sound studio into a museum, because it might have saved it from being flat. The MGM is now a McDonald's, but and the place Moby Dick was filmed, I believe, is now a Tesco's. But other than that,
yeah, I mean, especially if it's the oldest sound studio, to build the flats around it, and then they can have.
So angry.
They can have a sound studio in the basement, like especially now.
It's 20 years later, right? I genuinely, at the time, I was thinking, I'm gonna take up arson. I'm gonna burn those flats down there, and every time they rebuild them, I'm gonna burn them down. That is how I felt. I felt absolutely betrayed by the council letting them put those up. That's
such a missed opportunity, because now, like, imagine renting an apartment with a sound studio in the basement. You can just go record a podcast with your mate. Like, everybody's recording a podcast these days.
You're renovating the inside instead of destroying it. Yeah, so many choices. But no, they knocked it down. They built flats, generic garbage flats. Not even nice flats, just crap flats.
I mean, people need homes.
They don't. Yeah, and there's a lot of land around that town. There's a lot of land. There was no need to knock those buildings down. Could have restored them.
That's more expensive. Coming from a guy that just restored an old house, it would have been so much easier to just build. I mean, not if you already have a foundation, but.
I mean, I disagree. From someone who built.
You had a foundation.
I wasn't
chosen, or
Yeah, so
You had fewer options.
somebody put the frame up and ignored the blueprints provided, and that made the rest of the work a lot harder. However, yeah, you get good exercise surviving my stairs.
Yeah, and you even still have all your teeth.
Good balance practice, isn't it?
Oh.
I do know I had a sander that I bought in Woolworths in Bournemouth for £5 back when Woolworths was closing. I think it was a closing down sale. And again, that's probably 25 years ago now. And I had it right up until we were building the stairs here, and Milan was using my sander, and he was just running it and running it and running it for like 40 minutes straight, and it just burnt out. And he looked at me, he was like, and then he walked off. I was like, I've had that since I was a bloody teenager. Objectively, yes, it's old. On the other hand, it's a domestic sander. You're not supposed to use it like that.
I had something kind of similar happen with like a box cutter knife.
Mm-hmm.
My dad gave it to me when I was like 17.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had it everywhere I went. Any job I would, because it's always useful to have a knife to open bags in wineries. So I'd always have it in my pocket. So in Australia, Germany, New Zealand, Austria, I always had it. And then I lent it to someone in Austria. They dropped it and broke the plastic piece, made it useless.
Oh, bastards.
It's like, I've had this knife for 10 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hold on to I even have, I think, markers, like Sharpies, that I've had for like 10 years. I don't use them very often. The paint is like they're ball. You can't mark. I think they're from Australia.
Yeah.
Just
Just
when I need it, I have it.
You wouldn't think it to look at, but I actually regularly dispose of things. But I just acquire so much over the course of time that it still becomes quite difficult to move. And obviously I have a lot of stuff that is associated with actually work, which is I can't get rid of.
You have a lot of work stuff.
I have a lot of work stuff. It's 40% of the house is work stuff. So
what's your most cherished personal possession?
it's weird, isn't it? It's like when somebody asks you what your favourite book is or favourite film. The moment you ask, you don't remember what anything is at all. I'm sorry, I don't know who I am anymore.
Who are you today?
I don't. Firstly, I don't know the answer to that ever. I don't know because most of my personal possessions have crossovers to things that I have done with my projects and my work. So there's very little that's unique, you know. I've got little figurines. I've got bits at my upstairs. I think I've got some Disney stuff that was originally my auntie's, and I've actually got one of my aunt's cameras in here somewhere. They meant quite a lot to me. My friend Jesse gave me that camera there because she obviously it was her father's, and she doesn't know how to, well, she didn't know how to do 35mm photography. She knew
analog.
So it's completely analog, yeah. Which I think was really nice. And I typically, whichever desk I work at the most, that camera tends to be on. And it's occurred to me that that's the case, but I don't actually do that intentionally, I don't think.
What do you do with it?
Most of the time, I just have it on the desk near me. And I've got that canvas that Rachel sent me. That, my masterpiece. That I got a massive customs phone for art.
Priceless.
Priceless art.
Should have put a price on it.
She should have put a price on it. It was the zero that made it priceless. Oh my god. See, the webcam needs to be higher in future because I can see my gut in a very unflattering way. That is unpleasant. I have to suck it in, sit up, flex everything. It's not fat, it's Resting 6-pack.
Resting 6-pack.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's what peak form looks like.
That's what peak form looks like. What does peak form look like for you?
Me, not this.
Not this?
Not this.
You wanted to get under 90.
I did.
What happened?
My house flooded, my computer's exploded, and I ate ice cream. All right? That's what happened. You pick your battles.
So you had ice cream.
Ice cream and Snickers. Love a Snickers. I imagine peanuts will be my next allergy. Since I've lost coconut, I've moved pretty heavily into peanut.
You really think God hates you so much?
Oh, God, he hates me so much. Hates me so much.
Steve?
Why?
What are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
I can still eat Snickers, but I don't know, man. The deeply meaningful things. I don't know. I hate everything. Now, do you know what? I've made ever since everything exploded. I've made a lot of progress and nearly got everything back on course. So I don't know. I'm grateful for it, but I'm pleased about it.
You're grateful that business is back to business.
Back to zero, yeah.
Back to zero.
All the way up to nothing.
All the way up to nothing.
There's the problem, because when I started renovating to be able to do more work here, I traded in some of my crypto assets and stuff because I was like, you know what, I've been doing pretty well recently. That was such a mistake. Spent it all on the house and equipment, and then the house flooded and the equipment exploded. Genius. But yeah, I mean, Drew was saying to me like, "Oh, well, you should have done this." That I was like, "Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. If I could go back, I'd do it again, because the fact is, no risk, no reward. You've got to risk it. Okay, the universe has an impressive way of fucking with you, but it's not going to win. And if my life comes to the end and there is an afterlife and I get to those pearly gates, I'm gonna sock God right in the face, because it ain't funny."
I'm sure there's a deep philosophical quote about like that God challenges the worthy.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
along those lines.
So you can challenge me one-on-one in the car park. See him at 5.
So you meet at the car park in England. That's where the fight happens.
Yeah.
We had
It's gonna be epic.
when I was growing up, there was a hill creatively named
Oh yeah,
Church Hill.
yeah.
That's close to the church,
Yeah.
and that was always a place.
Yeah.
Especially like
We would fight on the hill.
there were 2 schools,
Yeah.
and it's like the kids from that side they go to that school, and the kids from that school they go to the. And it's just like always crossing the hill. Like, oh, you want to fuck with me, boy? I'll take you down. Like, oh man, like, come on.
Now look at this. He's messing with stereotypes. Canadians fighting.
Actually, I didn't fight much growing up. Like, I'm past this, but I did have one thing that I'm very proud of.
What?
Where one time, and it was winter, and my brother came by and he kicked my ass. Like, okay, that's big. He's a big brother. That's what big brothers do. But he went up Churchill. I was hanging out at Churchill. It was like a good place to go sledding in winter. Yeah. And then after he left, I was like, all right, he's going to come back here because the house is on this side. So what we're going to do, we were just trying to break the ice. That's what you do in Canada when you're growing up. You're trying to break the ice. So there's a little hole in the ice. And what we did was cover the hole with just fresh snow. Yeah. And then when my brother came back down, I taunted him like, nah, 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 and then ran around the hole. Yeah. And he ran straight. He's like, why the hell are you running in a horseshoe? Like, straight across, fell into the hole. Nice. I think he didn't even kick my ass. Like, he was proud that I put that much thought and effort into.
I think I started as a pacifist, but then the anger just got too much. Everyone was everyone used to try and walk on me, and for a long time I found pacifism didn't help, but eventually knocking the living daylights out of people did. It's not something I've carried into adulthood.
I'm grateful.
And
you met one of your best friends. Fighting.
Yeah, I mean that's how else do you make friends without a good fisticuff?
Most people have other ways.
Oh,
I like conversations.
Well, Nick, Nick and Drew are two friends that I've known for longer than most. There's Nick, Drew, and there's Chris are the three people I consider my closest friends. The CKDS Radio. Chris is the CK.
CK.
Oh. Yeah. And two of the three I met through violence and crime. Drew I robbed, but just for fun, not actual robbery. There was a party on the hill, and Drew was sitting there with a bottle of whiskey in his lap. So I ran up, grabbed the whiskey, kept running.
As you do.
I did, and then I came back a few minutes later. It was like, the fuck.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, but he was chill. We ended up being close friends. Half the business enterprises I do with Drew. Half of them I do with Nick, and I have little bits and pieces that I've had involvement with Chris in. They've been my lifelong people.
Lifelong people.
Yeah, and obviously, me and Nick had a small altercation for 20 or 30 minutes when we first met.
I thought you were going to talk about recently. I was like,
No.
Do you fight with your friends?
What, like verbally?
Like, just have disagreements or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's life without them? Me and Drew can get right on each other's tits, but that's okay. Actually, I did tell him off recently because I was talking to him saying, he went, do you know what? He went, you know what? I'm just not that interested. I went, do you know what? Sometimes I'm not interested in what you say. It's rude to say it. So behave yourself. I can't remember what we were talking about, but in his defence, the whole situation was very tense because he'd been ill of late, and he's been on a very strict diet, increased his exercise regime, and just before he arrived in Czech to visit me, he quit smoking like 2-3 days before.
Sounds like a great. So starving, not smoking,
not well. Yeah, because we were planning to go out for steak when he got here, but neither of us were fit for it, which I think annoyed us both. Oh, there were all kinds of troubles, but we'll try again. But he was saying to me actually when he was telling me the ridiculous purchases he made over Black Friday, he's feeling better in himself, so hopefully we'll see a bit more of each other in the coming times.
Physically or
physically in person? I talk to him most days. Talk to Nick most days. The only reason I haven't talked to Nick today is because I intend to shock him by calling him when it's not a problem.
You calling him when it's not a problem?
Yes.
How do you define not a problem?
Well, hopefully by the end of tomorrow I will have finished all of the residual artwork for 8KFLIKZ. So that phone call will be saying ready for launch. So that'll be not a problem call. So I chose not to call him today. There were times today I was just swearing at the coding UI because it was just being an idiot. And it tries to make suggestions that obviously don't make any sense, and kept trying to change things I'd written because it felt like they were right.
What advantage are you seeing? Because I know you're someone that uses AI.
Lots. I hate it.
Are you a heavy user?
I'm a heavy user.
Oh man. But you also like to do a lot of stuff manually.
I prefer to do it manually, yeah.
So what has been the overall impact of AI on your life?
Someone else to swear at.
Someone else to swear at?
Yeah. Most of them are getting idiots.
And how do you see it benefiting you?
Sometimes it really does. Like, if I'm honest, I hate it. But a big thing Drew used to do for me when I was coding was I can miss a silly little thing like a comment in the wrong place. You have got no idea how devastating a syntax error can be just because you type something wrong. And Drew used to be the eyes that catch that. And the AI can catch stuff like that. And it can make suggestions that sometimes I implement. Like, Cursor makes a lot of suggestions through my day. I use about 5% of them. But it's 5% of suggestions I wouldn't have had if there wasn't someone else there.
So it's more like I use Grammarly. I don't write code, but I write books.
God, I hate Grammarly.
You hate
I
Grammarly.
hate Grammarly.
But
I've made 4 or 5 attempts. It's because they're the way Grammarly works when you have it on a web browser is it interferes with what you're actually typing in almost like a predictive text way. And in certain sites that messes with the jQuery, which makes the site's responsiveness not right.
Mm.
And that gets right on my nerves.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't notice any of it.
Yeah, you see, I notice it and I'd rather spell stuff wrong. So I've made an active choice because of it. Like when I've used it and it's checked my work, I've gone, yeah, that's an improvement. But the what it generally does to my life, it's not enough of an improvement. Whereas Cursor has been.
And Cursor, well, that's what I was trying to get to. Is Cursor kind of like your version of like coding version of Grammarly, where it kind of highlights?
Yeah, but only if I ask it.
Only if you ask.
So I type in my code section, and if something doesn't work, I'll go, "Well, I've done," and it will go that. And then sometimes it's right.
And sometimes it's right.
But even when it's wrong, it's eliminating a possibility. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it tells you it's not this.
Yeah. A number of wrong answers can still help you find the right one, which is why, you know, the Snipe Office for PowerPC?
You've told me about it.
I finished it last week.
You finished Snipe Office?
No, I finished Snipe Office for PowerPC and Windows. Windows 10.
What's PowerPC?
Oh, PowerPC. That's a PowerPC. That's a PowerPC.
Oh, it's old.
That is older. So that is from 1999. Yeah, but you could install.
Why would you?
But you could install Snipe Office on that, and if somebody emailed you a document they did a Microsoft Office 365 today, written in Chinese, that would be able to open it with Snipe Office PowerPC.
Who would be sending a document written in Chinese to a computer from 1999? That's pre Y2K.
I imagine nobody. Right. So Snipe Office started.
Is this what you do? Like, this is your creative expression?
Snipe Office started because of a small problem in Microsoft Office, where if you export something and it has Chinese characters in it to CSV from Excel, they would all become corrupted. That's how it started. I had somebody who was desperately struggling with this problem because they needed to be able to export Chinese characters into CSV. So I started work on Snipe Office. And I did Snipe Office. Initially, I did Linux first because Linux was the easiest one. But they didn't use Linux, which meant they at that point had to have a machine in their office that had Linux on it specifically for doing these exports. And I was like, all right, I'm going to keep trying and get the Windows one done. Not got the Windows one done. And then I used the more modern versions of the PowerPC. I say modern, like 2002 to 2004 for video editing. That I used to use for video editing. The one that's under the desk.
Where's the one you use now?
With the Mac I use for video editing.
Upstairs.
I'm mostly using laptops for upstairs, but if I've got a heavy render, I'll turn that on and it connects to a network storage system. Yeah, they're everywhere. I've got loads of them. There's one there. So they respond in a network render. But mostly because I'm using the PowerPC stuff, I was like, it would be good if I could use my PowerPCs for more than just this. And I thought, well, I'm already knee deep in this Snipe Office code. I'm going to try and get an Office suite working on it. And then it turned out to be an incredibly daunting and sort of stupid task. Because even though LibreOffice, which was the foundation I used to build it from, even though they once did a PowerPC version, they abandoned it at version 4 and they now want 25. So I wanted to take their version 4 and bring it all the way up to the 25 that I'd used for Snipe Office and make a Snipe Office 25 from the foundation of LibreOffice 4, which meant I had to do the 12 years of development that they had done on my own. But what's worse is all the PowerPC repositories that I would need to update, they no longer existed. And none of the dependencies existed anymore, which meant there was no way to just connect to the LibreOffice service server to build with. So it took me 8 months, maybe 8 months to build all of the dependencies.
You're using a lot of words that I don't understand.
Okay, so it took me 8 months to build all the pieces to be able to actually build the software.
Ah, see, there you go.
And then I did, and it works. And now I'm going to do something different. my aim is to make Snipe Office 25 work on everything, like old phones, new phones, iPhones, Windows phones, Windows XP all the way through to 11, old Macs all the way to new Macs. I'm currently working on the mid-gen Macs upstairs because, next step. And then I'm going to do a web browser that does the same damn thing.
What's the key advantage?
What, of something that no matter what you install it on, everyone gets the same effect?
Yeah.
That. I mean, the ability for tools to communicate with each other in a way that doesn't cause problems. That whole thing that with the Chinese characters not encoding, that was one line of code, man. That was it. Like that's all that Microsoft needed to do. They just chose not to, I guess, or they are really stupid. Because that was the easiest part of the project, was making the Chinese work.
Or just unaware.
No, there was awareness. Because the forum is filled with people asking for help. For decades. For literal decades.
Okay, so someone somewhere knows.
Anyone who's ever used Office in China knows. And
I mean, do they have a big population?
I think China's quite small.
Yeah, right. It's like
I can't process it. I can't process how they let that problem exist for so long. But they did, because they don't care. But whatever. So it led to my pet project essentially. But the fun thing for me with the PowerPC one was because it was essentially impossible. Because everything needed to build it no longer existed. That whenever I had a problem that I was trying to distract myself from something important, like when I've been trying to render and all the computers didn't have enough power, I would sit down, pull out my G4 MacBook and start trying to code Snipe Office. And it would, inevitably fail, but it would take up enough time for the other thing to finish. But it didn't matter, it failed because I was expecting failure. And then I came down here the other day after the flood, and I was like, boom, go. Oh. Well, that's compiling. Oh, no. So it's like, I sat up for about 4 hours. I said to Nico, just wait for that to crash out, and then I'll close the hatch and we'll go to bed. And I came down midnight, it's still compiling. I went, So then I went to bed. I got up in the morning, came down, still compiling. Now, because it's an old Mac and it's a big bit of code, you would expect it to take about 30 hours to compile. Now, it did crash, but it got real near the end. So it only took me another day and a half and I finished it.
What does compiling mean?
It means taking it from sort of machine-only language to something more interpretable. Or vice versa.
Converting it from the raw code to
execute
software.
Yeah. That bit. It takes time. But yeah, so that's part of why some of these silly programming projects and things I do just to fill a gap that stops me doing something that will make a machine run out of memory, and then I'll sit there calling the machine names for fucking up.
So this is instead of painting or drawing.
Yeah, it's a distraction.
You just write code.
Sometimes write code. Sometimes edit video. Depends on the complexity of the thing. But it's just something to
some sort of artful expression.
Less art's a strong word, isn't it? I don't think I'm particularly artistic.
You don't think you're artistic?
No. I think I might be autistic, but not artistic.
Is there no art in code?
I don't know. Maybe. But I can tell you there's no regular art in me because I did go to art school. And that sucked. But it's why I went, because I sucked. I thought, well, I can learn this. But no, I couldn't.
You can learn?
No, there's no... I just can't visualize it properly. Now, the only reason me and Mum are going to be able to get these songs out is because with the help of Suna, I was able to get a visual version of what I wanted, or an audible version of what I wanted, so that we could work from that to create the real thing. I really struggle. It's what makes putting the films together so takes so long. It's because I'm trying to find something that I can't necessarily see. It's a challenge. I think that's why I enjoy it.
You enjoy the challenge?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I wish it's easy.
When do you get in the flow?
I don't know. It's random.
It's random.
Yeah. Very ADHD in that way, It's you get like the whole thing with 8KFLIKZ. I've been messing with the code for almost 2 years, But yesterday I became hyperfixated, got in the flow, and today I appear to be bug free. And the slap office PowerPC thing was last week. So sometimes I'll go through these waves and I'll be like, all right, I know what I'm doing. And I'm just down and I forget to eat, drink, or go anywhere. So good job I've got the alarm set again, because like I've got the alarm set so it goes boom, get up, do your yoga. Otherwise I'd probably be stiff and unable to move, because when I am focused, I am focused. There are people in here. Who are you people and why are you watching me?
There are 2 people.
Yeah, that's
hello, welcome.
2 more than I expected.
2 more. I mean, I don't know if that's counting.
No, she left.
She left.
Yeah. I just wanted a sound check, to be honest, but yeah, that's right. You get out. Yeah. I haven't even looked at the YouTube one. If anyone messaged us, I didn't see it. Sorry, YouTube and Facebook. I really am just messing around in here.
It's been fun though.
It has been. And this is basically what we used to do.
Just shoot the shit.
We just talk crap for an hour, 2 hours, often broken up by music.
Yeah.
It was fun, and this was fun. So I think I would like to do this more again. But yeah, don't get tied up on whether or not anyone gives a damn that we're doing it. Is the number one rule. When we
Hey, my dad.
Hey, yeah, that is. Yeah.
He's from Brunei.
How is it?
Yeah.
One of your people.
One of my people. I shared it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So you're coming in very near the end.
You're coming in very near the end.
But that's the whole thing. I think one of the reasons it got really big the first time round that we did CKDS Radio was because we weren't doing it for anyone. We were doing it because, much like when I go to the club, we were doing it as an excuse to do something that wasn't really something unproductive. And it ended up being sort of productive.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be having a conversation with you regularly anyways, because I just think you're a fascinating guy. So if we're sitting down here, freezing our toes, or sitting up...
Cold, I'm sorry, I'm so used to not having heat. Oh yeah, singing for Christmas, singing for coal. You have to listen to that.
Yeah.
It's essentially about soaring energy bills and sending out kids to do crime just so that Santa will bring coals. I mean, I am enjoying my Christmas music creation.
Yeah, and it is a different kind of Christmas music.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But that's the aim. One of them's not. I did do one that was, because obviously...
You did a serious Christmas?
I did a serious one, but not, oh, we're all getting together as a family, or not, I'm in love this Christmas, I'm driving home for Christmas. This is going to get serious for a minute. So Christmas is actually the worst time of the year for suicide.
Mm.
And as somebody who is mentally unstable, that hits me at home. So I did one that was a suicide awareness Christmas song.
Suicide awareness.
Yeah.
Or something.
So, and that one was called I'm Just Trying to Make It Till Christmas. But other than that, they're all comedies.
Other than that, they're all... So, one to bring awareness, and the rest to keep that one person happy all the way through Christmas.
Yeah, if I can. Somebody who goes, actually, I'm going to wait because there might be another song tomorrow.
And you want to get them played by actual people.
Yeah. So we will be either tomorrow on my birthday or Thursday. We will be recording Christmas Stalker with actual vocals rather than AI voices. Did I send you Christmas Stalker?
I don't think so.
It's about Mariah Carey. So how you can't escape All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yeah, no, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. So yeah, Christmas Stalker is about Mariah Carey. So we're recording that one. That's the one we're trying to do with real people. But obviously I'm doing it in the position that I control the equipment from here. And Mum is singing into a microphone over in England, and the audio is being cut together in Hong Kong.
How could you do it in a much simpler way?
Well, why would I? Have you met me?
I have. I know you like to do things as hard as
I love it. I love a challenge.
possible. It is a very dark and gloomy season,
It can be a dark and gloomy season, but I'm making an effort
especially in Czech Republic.
Yeah, I'm making an effort to make, from an environmental, personal position, that people are aware that some people are having an awful time, but generally try and have a good chuckle at Christmas with some of the songs. Because we talked for ages, I want to do parody music.
Yeah,
and then as Christmas approaches,
I'm still waiting for "Oops, I Bought a Book," but no pressure.
I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll have it on your desk by Monday. But yeah, I mean, so once we've done Christmas Stalker in person, we're going to push it onto things like Spotify and stuff. So it might just be my YouTube playlist. I just don't want to push any AI music onto actual streaming platforms, because I feel like real artists have enough to deal with. But Mum is an actual vocalist, so once we've done it, I'm going to get it out there and hopefully make millions.
That's I was actually one of the I've been having a lot of crazy. I've been going for walks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Yeah, I do.
But like no music, no audiobooks, just nothing.
That's psychotic. No music.
No music.
Oh, that is psychotic. I can't do that.
Like,
I was thinking about this
listening to myself.
You see, I don't want to listen to me. He's a madman. I was thinking about this recently. I was like, human beings, before Walkmans and CDs, before music, what the hell were we doing all the time?
Listening to ourselves.
That is, that shiver down my spine. Yeah. That's not just because of the drafty basement.
But yeah, one of the crazy ideas I had is to make it a competition.
Like what competition?
Your Christmas songs.
All right.
Because
I'll get people to vote on which one's the best. Or
no, get people to compete on playing it, and if yours is the best, you get the rights.
All right. Oh.
Because you own the rights.
Oh yeah.
To a bunch of really funny Christmas songs.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you'd be willing to share.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you get people competing.
The lyrics are mine.
The lyrics are yours. So
that is, it's an interesting idea. So getting people to do covers. I do invite people to do covers.
Well, and that's the thing.
Yeah, because
get real people to do covers, and because it does. I don't know what it is. It like there is something like you could tell. It's like I don't know. It's like a texture or something
with the AI voice.
With the AI voice,
yeah, which is why we're recording.
It sounds canned somehow.
Yeah, some forms of audio. And what's worse is the machine that I am making. The machine I'm making them on the Xeon in the bedroom. Remember I said this one's low spec. It's only 12 cores and the speakers on it are there. They're not great, which is funny because I'm doing the audio editing. I'm like, sounds pretty good. And I'll come downstairs and I'll play it through the 5.1 system and go, that sounds like shit. You can tell that's a robot.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Somehow you can tell it's a robot. It's like, I don't know if it's too perfect or it's...
Yeah, well, this is the thing. One of the problems we had with Mum singing Christmas Stalker was she was clearly struggling for breath. And like I said, she's a trained singer. I've seen her on stage singing Bohemian Rhapsody, And I was like, so what is wrong with this? And I was like, I know what it is. That when Sino has done the voice, it hasn't considered that humans breathe. And that has made this quite difficult. So we're going to be recording it in 4 to 6 different segments. We'll send it over to Adam over in Hong Kong, and he will compose the whole thing. And hopefully we'll have a quality Christmas song sung by a real human. And if it works, then we'll do the others.
But do you want to, like, is there room to play with the lyrics to make it singable?
Yeah, because there's places Mum didn't know she was making adjustments. Because here's the funny thing, is there's like a bit where where she's doing the all I want for Christmas is you.
Yeah.
And she's going up and down and up and down. The AI does it 6 times in the voice, where there's no breathing. But on paper, that's actually only supposed to be there 3. There's room to breathe between them on the paper. So yeah, we'll make modifications as we go. But that's the whole thing. Lots of experimentation.
Yeah, like making it human.
Yeah,
like it's great. Let's make it human.
Yeah.
And I think that's what AI is for. It's like a tool to generate inspiration.
I think so.
But then you still need to do the work.
Yeah, I think so. Like I've done a lot of work on the stuff, but I've said I wouldn't feel comfortable releasing it onto a music platform, even though music platforms are full of AI music. I wouldn't feel comfortable potentially saying to another artist, "Well, that's great, but I knocked this up in 4 minutes. I'm a musician." It's not.
No, because if the playlist I listen,
I like I'll Be Home for Christmas. I like Let It Snow as well. The thing is, I think Christmas songs became one of my targets specifically because I've always actually been a big sort of sucker for Christmas. This year I'm genuinely worried because you've come in a bit late, but over the last 4 weeks I've had the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse run through the house, and we've had an electric surge that blew up a bunch of equipment, flood, a small fire. And it's set me back a little bit, and I'm worried I won't be able to do the Christmas I normally do. But I'm normally huge on Christmas. I've got Christmas LPs. We play them on the actual record player. I make a big Christmas roast and everything. I love my Christmas music. I love decorating the Christmas tree. But it's been sort of a panic coming up to this Christmas with all the catastrophes. So they became, me and Jesse spoke over the last couple of months about how I really wanted to do some good parody music because I missed Key of Awesome because he was amazing. And then I guess as Christmas approached, it started with Halloween because I was doing a couple of horror films and I made some Halloween songs to go with them. And then I was like, I like that. And I was like, I'm going to start doing Christmas ones. So I started knocking out a Christmas one every couple of days because I really like Christmas and I like parody music. So that's why so many of them sort of just roll. I had to take a bit of a break because I'm not doing anything else. Become hyper fixated on Christmas. Would have been nice if I'd made enough money to,
Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. Be a Christmas miracle if I get my Christmas films out on time. Oh, God, I hope those typewriters arrive quick enough.
I mean, but you own the platform, so you can always update.
That's not the point, is it? I spent 11 months restoring this Christmas film. 11 months. I would like it to be there for our Christmas launch. It's not a lot to ask for.
Yeah. If it's one scene, like if everything else is done and it's just a one scene,
it's so frustrating.
You can go back and
I've been clipping together a few minutes a day, because no point because there's a total of 634 scenes I have to clip together. I've done 48 of them so far. I just don't see the point in me sitting there going, I'll draw through it all because I'll end up getting really annoyed if the typewriter's on every time and I can't release it. So I go, I'm going to spend half an hour working on this film, and I'll spend half an hour working on that film, half an hour working on that film. I'm going to go make some Christmas music. I'm going to go downstairs, spend 20 minutes working on that cartoon. I'm not going to sit down and be disappointed by the season finale of Battlestar Galactica.
That was your plan? Or that was today?
That was today.
That was today. All right.
I was like, do you know what? I went, I'm going to sit down, have lunch, watch Battlestar, because as I said, I always put program on as my timing. Season finale. It says extended episode. No worries, but it's about an hour and 10 minutes, whatever. Press play. I'm sitting there and I'm sort of enjoying it, but I'm also feeling a bit static. Like I haven't done anything for ages. Then I pause it to go and make myself a cup of tea. And I'm an hour and 40 minutes into this episode, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes long. That's not an extended episode. That's a bloody movie.
That's a movie.
That is a movie. You are a liar. And I didn't check the time because I just assumed it was going to be an episode. And it was so frustrating. It really what Drew spent years going, don't watch the finale, it'll annoy you. And essentially, it was all God's doing. He was very specifically getting involved in these situations.
It was God.
It was God. In my sci-fi show, it was God. What? Now, don't get it wrong. There are religious people all through the show because most of them believe in Ares and Zeus and all of that, and the little half robot, half human girl who's called Hera. And basically, the robots blow up their planets with nukes, and they head off for Earth. And there's people preaching about the one true God, and people preaching about the Greek gods, by the most part. And then there's all the drama that you would get in a sitcom and sci-fi stuff. Drew referred to it as a show that was so attachable that even normies watched it. Like non-sci-fi people used to watch it at school. He'd hear the normies talking about it. But at the end, well, halfway through season 4, I'm really confused because they found Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I said to boys, I'm sure that this is supposed to be set in the past. Like the people from over there are supposed to arrive to Earth, and it's supposed to be early in Earth's timeline. But they've got here, and Earth has been destroyed by nuclear war, and everyone's dead, and the planet's uninhabited. Anyway, so then the season carries on for a little bit. The kids kidnapped. They go to war with the robot people, and then they find another planet that is actually Earth as we know it, and it is the past. It's 150,000 years ago, and they come down and they're colonizing it essentially with the people here barely standing upright, and they're like, "Well, we're going to call this place." And she went, the guy went, "Earth," and the woman was like, "Well, this isn't Earth." She's like, "We traveled across the universe looking for Earth. This is Earth now." And that's basically how this place became Earth. And then it turned out that the pilot, who we thought might have been one of the robot people because she died and came back, was in fact an angel. There were 2 other angels involved, and then they flash forward to now, where they've discovered mitochondrial Eve, which is the half robot child, and the angels are going, "Look at these dickheads are doing it again," and then it cuts to like sections of all of the AI robots and stuff. So the idea is this is the 3rd time that humanity has done this loop, and we're stupid, and God keeps leading us to new places to try again.
That we keep inventing robots that keep destroying humanity.
Yeah. The actual Earth, the first Earth, weren't even any humans on it at any point. It was actually the biological robots and the mechanical robots. Turns out humans had never been there. But none of them knew because it had been 2,000 years.
Since the nuclear war.
Since the nuclear war on that planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nuclear war on the other planet, that was only a few hundred years. No, it was less than that. It was like a decade. There was a minor war a couple of hundred years before. Then there was a nuclear war, and then they set off looking for Earth. And then when they got to Earth, the reason we don't have advanced technology is they went, "Let's fly all the ships into the sun and leave no evidence we ever had advanced technology, because maybe we won't do this again if we actually start from the beginning." And yeah, then we did do it again, just slower.
Sounds like humanity.
Yeah, I get the message, but it could have been delivered without the aggressive religious overtones.
Yeah, without the angels.
Yeah.
Because even without the angels, it's still like...
It was really good that I felt like the angels ruined it. All the way through, the main Cylon woman, which is a flesh robot, and the main semi-villain guy, who was not necessarily a bad guy, but not necessarily a good guy, he was seeing her talking to him when she wasn't there, and she was seeing him talking when he wasn't there. And through the whole thing, you just assumed they were mental and they were hallucinating each other. But these very manipulative hallucinations turned out to, in fact, be angels.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's not sweet.
Yeah, no.
I mean, thousands died. and basically, most of the main characters you wanted to see get happy endings didn't survive. So Kara, the pilot, obviously, she died a year ago and came back as an angel, and was an angel, didn't even know she was an angel. She didn't know she was dead until she found her own body. And then the moment they were settled on the new Earth, she was talking to the guy she was essentially in love with after her husband's just flown into the sun. And then she just disappears. And there's the woman, the president in the whole thing, who was trying to lead everyone to Earth. She fell in love with the admiral, and they were going to set up a cabin on the woods. And he was like flying along, and he was like, "It's a really nice place over there." And she'd been fighting cancer through the whole 4 years. He was like, "There's a nice place over there. We're going to set up a cabin. I hope you've got a green thumb because I don't know how to." And then she just died in the seat next to him. Just literally just died. And I was like, they didn't even get into the cabin. And then one of the Cylons who had been flipping sides because she was essentially confused got shot by her own counterpart. just after making the right decision. The whole thing was just... They'd been told they had 4 seasons from the start. So they obviously wanted to have a bow on it. But the bow felt like it was put on with a mallet. But otherwise, the other 3 and a bit seasons, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, because to get back to the religious overtones, it's like there is, when you think of the Greek gods and all the historical stories, like, because the defining characteristic of humanity is stories, there is the possibility that the story of Adam and Eve are just the story of the first 2 animals with the ability to tell stories. And then a kid asking, where did I come from? Like, everyone else in the area doesn't know how to tell stories. They're all Neanderthals. And then you got these 2 humans telling stories to each other, making babies with the Neanderthal. And like, eventually everybody gets the storytelling gene. But there is the possibility that, like, that's actually how it started. Not with a bang, but with a story.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I do know that I'm not fond of the way that story ended. Or the beginning it presented. But I don't know. I tend not to sit and mull on origins too much, because I'm not going to answer it, am I?
No, but it's fun to theorize.
Things frustrate me. Like, I want to be raw science to the core. I'm not religious. But I am frustrated by the Big Bang. I'm frustrated by it. Because it's not the beginning. Proving it existed doesn't prove that's how it began.
I have a fun theory with the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Because if matter created from nowhere, there's nothing preventing a Big Bang from just...
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. So you're talking about, in an empty mass, 2 particles gaining so much energy and mass for no good reason, it colliding with each other and then exploding, creating this fountain of matter. It doesn't. Every bomb has a trigger, and then proving that the Big Bang happened, like, from a scientific perspective, I believe there may have been a Big Bang, but it doesn't cover the trigger.
What started the Big Bang?
Exactly. That's not the beginning. That's the middle of the story. You keep saying the universe came from the Big Bang. Where did the Big Bang come from? That is the middle.
Big Bang is...
That is the middle of the story.
What if it's a cycle?
Yeah, you see, that's closer to steady state, which they insist isn't right.
Where eventually some form of
the Big Bang
civilization reaches a level of technology and accidentally creates something that...
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be that. I mean, you've got the alternate prospect of the Big Bang, which is followed by the Big Crunch, and the Big Crunch essentially leads to another Big Bang. Or you've got steady state, where there actually wasn't a Big Bang, but there's actually a matter fountain that is cycling the universe full of energy like a donut. I mean, I can live with the concept of it actually being endless, beginningless. I can live with that concept. I can't live with the concept of you saying this is the beginning and me going, damn, that's not.
What happened before?
What happened before that? And there's a problem with human conception about everything needing a beginning and everything needing an end. We have a perception of a mortality about us. Everything we view is viewed from the perspective of we begin and we end. And science has viewed the universe in the same way. And I can perceive the concept that the universe in the structure that we know it may have a beginning and an end. But matter is neither created nor destroyed. What caused the Big Bang?
A computer being turned on?
Who knows?
All right.
And on those deep thoughts,
how do you want to close?
Well, we can leave with this very tiny audience wondering how the universe began, and people who want to watch it later giving their 2 cents.
Right.
And if you do want to watch it later, you know there's like BBC have like a Netflix and stuff. What are you watching this for?
He knows me. We went for a coffee.
No, not him.
Oh.
I just mean in general. Not to push you away, but I'm talking nonsense.
What will you have taken away from this conversation?
Empty glass.
It's not empty. All right. I actually changed the question because I was dating smart ass comments and we go. What will you have learned about yourself during this conversation?
Oh, I don't think I did a lot of learning today, but that's okay. I think I had fun, and I think that's what matters.
You had fun.
Yeah, we had a laugh.
We had a lot.
Talk nonsense. Your friend joined us.
Thanks for joining.
To be frank with you, back when we used to do this, we did typically have thousands upon thousands of followers. But because I had no idea how these new systems work, because we actually haven't done a live stream on Facebook ever, and I haven't done a live show in over a year, I decided not to actually put out any official announcement to any of my followers. So, and the only person I sent a message to saying I was online was my mother. So the idea was this would be a very quiet thing of me and Jesse having a conversation, seeing if the equipment works, basically. So if you want to tune into us doing another one at another point, we will do. And I might even tell other people it's on.
Perfect.
Rather than keep it just us. But thanks for listening, those who did, and thanks for listening after if you did play it back at a later date, because I'm only messing around. That's who I am. I do care that people listen. I'm glad that you came. And do you know what? Especially Meldad, am I saying that right? Meldad. Especially one thing I really want to say thank you for is actually interacting in the chat. And the comments, because back in the day when we were live on 365, we'd have 5,000, 10,000 people in the room, and maybe 3 would speak. So a ratio of everyone I saw type something. That's amazing.
There you go.
So thank you for interacting. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We will do something again soon because I really did enjoy myself.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
Do it again.
And we are out of here.